Hi, this is Eddie Grant, and you're listening to the Republic of Avalon Radio. Take your time.
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher.
Sono lieto di poter rievocare in poche parole le esperienze delle prime trasmissioni radiotelegrafiche a grandi distanze da me felicemente eseguite attraverso l'Oceano Atlantico il 12 dicembre 1901.
Holy snapping bra straps.
It's a podcast. Republic of Avalon Radio. It's 0 hours, Avalon Standard Time.
Hello, Jim. Hello, Lillian. It's Yves Seguin speaking. I just thought I would say hi and letting you know that it looks like I will be going with my wife to see the next space shuttle liftoff at the end of August. I was lucky enough to be part of the Canadian delegation that will be going down to Florida. I think it will be an experience to remember. At any rate, all the best, Lillian and Jim, and keep up the good work. You do have a fantastic show. So we'll talk to you again. Take care. Have a good summer.
Republic of Avalon Radio. You're with the roar!
Republic of Avalon Radio. You're with the Roar. I'm Jim Fiddler. And this is episode 40 of Republic of Avalon Radio. Great big welcome to any newcomers. If this is the first time you've heard Republic of Avalon Radio, welcome aboard. Come on in. Kick off your shoes and adjust those headphones. For our long-term listeners, you guys have been around for a while, you guys and gals. Thanks a million for staying subscribed and staying tuned. And well, we might have a few new listeners from an interview I did with John Gouju of the CBC for Radio Noon. So if any of you have tuned into Republic of Avalon Radio by way of hearing about it on the CBC show, please give us a shout and say hi. Go over to our website, republicofavalonradio.com. And of course, you can send us email there. You can say hi in the forum. All kinds of wonderful things. Go over and stick your pin in our Frapper map. That's shaping up pretty well. I'm not exactly sure how many pins we have in there, but I think it's somewhere in the area of 50 or more, which is absolutely wonderful. Go on over and have a look. It's a pretty cool little thing. And this week, what do we have for you? Well, let's see. We have a bit of music, as usual. We'll be listening to a song that I recorded out in Pooch Cove, just outside of St. John's here. That was for Summer Breeze, a television show that airs here in Newfoundland, in the Republic of Avalon. And, I did a fair version, I think, of a song I wrote a long time ago called The Rising of the Moon. And you can hear the ocean in the background, and I think you can hear some birds, and so on and so forth. It's not exactly up to broadcast quality, but I think it's such a nice sort of sound picture that we'll throw it in, we'll include it. And, of course, by sharing it with you, we also simultaneously archive it by making it part of the show here. And Republic of Avalon Radio, we do archive the shows and hope that they outlive us. So someday in the future, you listening right now in the year 3000 or something, a great big hello from the past, from 2006. That's the wonderful thing about this is you don't know where this is going to end up and who's going to end up listening to it on a moon base or on a Mars colony or whatever. One just never knows. That is, of course, if we don't destroy ourselves first. And what's going on in the world right now. People, we try to keep Republic of Avalon Radio light and entertaining and sort of focus on the more positive things in life. But I feel that it's upon me what's going on right now. I have to make some sort of comment, some sort of appeal to you as a listener. There's so much wonderful in this world. There is so much good and so much wonderful and precious. And there are some people who are not exactly promoting the good. And people are being killed. And, quite frankly, it's hard in a lot of quarters to say anything, quote unquote, against Israel or in favor of the people that are being called terrorists. I'm very interested in what the definition of terrorism is, and of course when you look at the definition, it's unfortunate, but the definition seems to fit people who use the word an awful lot toward other people. So, not to get too politically charged here, what I would really, really hope, what I would really ask you to do is educate yourselves. Find some alternative media. Listen to Democracy Now! Go to democracynow.org. Tune into stations like the Pacifica Network, KPFK, KPFA, KPFB, WBAI in New York. Don't be afraid to talk about these issues. Whatever side anybody feels that they're on, I think we have to be on the side of humanity. And whatever faith you observe, if any, muster up as much positive energy as you can in the form of prayer or meditation, or just hope, if you might be someone who considers yourself to be atheist or agnostic. Try to muster up as much hope and optimism and just positive energy as you can, because these things aren't going to go away. And everybody just bustling along, driving their SUVs and sitting back on the couch with your remote control and comfortable with your daily job and all these type things. This stuff isn't going away, and it's escalating. It's getting worse. And the more awareness that people have, and the more we communicate, it's funny because the two things we're not supposed to talk about are politics and religion. So if the people are disarmed and incapable of speaking with other people regarding politics and religion, it makes it very easy for certain people to get away with horrific acts in the name of politics and religion. Because if we're not allowed to talk about these things, then those people remain unchecked. And so anything you can do, if you're in the United States, contact your congressperson. If you're in Canada, contact your representative in the House of Commons. Make a phone call, write a letter, and just say that you do not support acts of aggression from any side. Just do something. People may think that they have no power to do anything, but every individual person making some sort of effort to do something, it's very empowering. You won't regret having done it. Write a letter, send an email, make a phone call. I think you can send, at least in Canada, any letters to your representatives in Ottawa, postage free. The numbers to call are toll free. It won't cost you anything. It'll cost you a moment of of your time. So, write a letter, send an email, make a phone call, say a prayer, do whatever it is you can do to try to tip the balance a little bit, even slightly, in the right direction in this world right now. And, well, the whole thing, this Atlantic Fest, just to get back to the show in terms of what I had intended to say, I had no plan to say that, but it's just something that I can't help. You're going to have to forgive me if I treaded on your toes and stepped into an area that you didn't expect to hear on Republic of Avalon Radio. But I have a heart, and in my mind, seeing and hearing things that are very, very disconcerting. An escalation of something that a lot of people think is all in the past. Well, way back then, people did these things, and any young people listening, you know something? A little slogan that you might want to put away in the back of your mind, or keep in the forefront of your mind. War ain't cool. There's nothing cool. We see all these movies and all this bang bang going on. It's not cool. It just ain't cool. And make no mistake, folks, even though war has not been officially declared and international law is being violated all over the place, there is a war going on. So, what are we doing? Episode 40 of Republic of Avalon Radio. We want to take you away from that stuff temporarily, not as a form of distraction, not as some way for you to cover your eyes and not see what's going on, but as a respite, a little time away during your day, as you're jogging or riding on the bus or the train or the airplane or whatever you're doing right now. And we'll play some music. We'll talk with Frankie Benson from Toronto from AM 740. He was here recently, actually did his show that he does every Sunday night, did it live from Aaron's Pub, so I had a brief little interview with him. Very, very brief. We really didn't get a chance to talk about a whole lot, but at least we got a chance to say hello to, send a shout out to our friends in Toronto. So perhaps if you're in Toronto listening to me right now, perhaps you heard that on AM 740 Sunday night past. If not, we will bring it to you. I had my Edirol R9 with me and recorded the interview. As well, we'll be hearing the interview that I did with John Guju at the CBC for Radio Noon. And we'll talk a little bit about Atlantic Fest and a little bit about Republic of Avalon Radio. And if you are a newcomer to Republic of Avalon Radio and maybe you heard about The Roar by way of that interview that I did with John Guju, drop on over to our website at republicofavalonradio.com and give us a shout out, say hello, and let us know that you're there. We of course have all kinds of stats that we get from the servers and all that sort of stuff, but we really do love to hear from you, and especially to hear your voice. And there are ways of doing that over on the website as well, ways that you can leave us messages and give shout outs to your fellow listeners and so on. Absolutely, the more the merrier. So go on over to the website and check it all out. It's very wonderful. So we've got the interview with John Guju. We've got the interview with Frankie Benson. Myself and Lillian are going to take you out for a little stroll. And we're going to go for custard cones. So anybody who grew up in Newfoundland, especially, I don't know how widespread right across Newfoundland the phenomenon of custard cones would have been. But certainly on the Avalon Peninsula It was a thing growing up, myself as a child, that a thing that I enjoyed immensely. So we'll take you all out for custard cones. And we've got a few other little bits and pieces. I'm going to have a little chat with Anne Tenaglia, our head volunteer for Atlantic Fest. And just have a little chat with her about... she's here from Philadelphia. She drove here from Philadelphia to help us with Atlantic Fest. So, of course, we massive appreciation for that. And we'll have a little chat with her and just see where she's coming from and all of that. So let's get things started with a bit of music here. Sorry for my ramblings, but they are to be expected from time to time, folks. I do my best. I try. Sitting here in front of this microphone, I try not to ramble on too much. So please be patient with me, and I'll do my best on my part, not to ramble too much. Let's get started with a bit of music, kick things off. A song that I co-wrote with my good friend Lekbir Khalali. A little tribute. He sang this bit of a song that he was working on one time, and it struck me as a chorus. It didn't seem like a verse, it seemed like a chorus to me. And I said, wow, I really like that. And I could imagine hearing him singing it several times, as in, multi-track. I think we did 10 or 12 of him singing that chorus. And I wrote the verses. The song is called Daria, which means woman. And the song basically is a tribute to the, I guess, approximately 51% of us on the planet Earth. Listen and enjoy. You're listening to Republic of Avalon Radio.
she's daddy's girl. She's half of the story in a changing world. She's young and she's ancient, she's naive and she's wise. She's all of the stars in the summer sky.
Republic of Avalon Radio.
Either you're with us or you're with the terrorists.
You're with the roar!
Okay, folks, here it is. We're just so excited about Atlantic Fest coming that we were just in the house there, just kind of dancing around and just having our funny bones tickled, and we just decided to walk up to the store to do something that you folks might have never heard of before. Actually, the way we would describe it when we were growing up was going to shop for a custard cone. That's what we're doing. We're going to shop for a custard cone. Mm-hmm. Now, anyone's wondering what going to shop for a custard cone means, I will slow that down and translate that into English for you. It's going to the shop for a custard cone. Now, what is a custard cone, you may ask? Well, it's a very interesting thing. It's kind of a soft ice cream.
Yes, twirly.
Twirly, soft ice cream.
And sometimes they're chocolate dipped.
And sometimes you get them to dip it in chocolate, and so then it's chocolate on the outside, and then soft, swirly ice cream on the inside. Now, I have tasted quote-unquote soft ice cream before, and it wasn't exactly the same as Newfoundland custard cones. No. Now, somebody might be able to tell me what the difference is. Anybody out there who actually knows? Good Lord, we're walking up the side of a wall.
We have to work to get our ice cream.
Gee whiz, this is like, folks, like, you know, it's the hill here. You're walking up the hill, and you got to be careful not to bump your forehead. It's like the streets of San Francisco.
I know.
Honest to God, this is zany.
We're not even halfway up yet.
We must look pretty stupid walking like this. This is insane. So if you don't have a heart attack before the ice cream, you're guaranteed. As soon as you get it in you. Okay. How long does this carry on for? This. Come on, be serious now.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. And by the way, folks, no, we're not drinking or anything.
I usually stop around here and look back for the
yeah, because you're lazy. Ich bin fleißig, du bist faul.
I think they need like a lift going up here, you know, like a ski lift.
They need something. One in the summer wouldn't go bad.
Oh no. On a skateboard or something.
So when does it start to level off a bit?
A little bit. We're almost there.
Okay, folks. Anybody doesn't believe us, come and visit us. And we will take you, or Lillian will take you, for a walk up this hill. Holy jumpers. Okay. So the whole custard cone concept, you have the soft ice cream, and they're the shorter flat cones, not the long pointy ones. Is that correct?
Shorter flat ones.
Okay, she's getting too much oxygen, folks. Gee whiz. Okay. It's starting to level off here. That's weird. Who made the hill like that? Whew. Yes, it's a pretty hilly place, this St. John's.
Well, we live in the valley, so
Yeah.
we have anywhere we go up, other than downtown, we got to go up. Way
Exactly.
Up the hill.
Yeah. Why do you think we always go downtown?
Yeah. Not a good place for bike riding, really. Not for me.
No, if you have a 12 speed, something like that, 15 speed.
You get some shade.
I remember when I was a kid, we'd be riding around and we didn't even have 12 speeds and all that stuff. We used to just stand up, way in advance. Way in advance of the hill, we'd just start giving her. And then we'd stand up on the bike and get the rest of the way up over the hill.
Here we are. At the top.
Yeah.
Where the ice creams are.
Okay. So we'll stop here now. Whew. Okay, folks, can you hear my heart pounding? Boom, 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 boom.
You know what? It's so much fun going down, though.
Oh, yeah. Sure, it's fun. Yeah, as long as you don't, take the arse out of your pants or something. Bump your forehead on the way up and take the back of your pants out on the way down. Okay.
They have 24 flavors.
24 flavors. You could have one.
Custard cones. Yeah.
You could have one an hour. And does the sign say?
I can tell you what flavors they have.
Does the sign say custard cones?
Soft serve.
Soft serve.
That's what they call it. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Amaretto. It's the same thing as custard cone. Amaretto, apricot, banana, butter pecan, peanut butter, blueberry, coffee, caramel, black cherry, blackberry, lemon, maple nut, tutti frutti, rum, pistachio nut, pina colada, peach, orange, coconut, cheesecake, raspberry, strawberry, cream de menthe, and German chocolate.
Oh, German chocolate. That sounds awful good.
It really does.
Strawberry sounds good. No orange pineapple?
No, just orange.
Now, do they do the chocolate dip in here?
I don't know. We'll find out.
That's excellent. Okay, folks, we are now, as you can hear, in the shop. About to ask about the chocolate dip nature of these custard cones that they don't even call custard cones anymore. I suppose it's like the freedom fries thing.
They have hard ice cream too. Like, like cones?
Yeah.
You like that?
When I ordered some chicken and chips the other day, or what do you guys call that? Fried chicken and French fries. That's right, chicken and chips. It's just much easier to say. So I ordered some chicken and chips, and I actually said to Mrs. Who was taking my order, I said that I wanted a snack, and then you have a choice of either chips or taters. So I said I'll have a snack with, I said freedom fries or whatever they're calling them these days. She had a good old chuckle out of that. Yeah. All right, what's going on here? Pardon? Oh, she just took a big lunge to the left.
We'd like a couple of that.
Well, actually, no. We were looking for information. Actually, do you chocolate dip your custard cones?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's brilliant. That makes the choice easier, I suppose. I'd have to wonder about that list again. There's orange. There's What's that German chocolate like?
It's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Really good.
What makes it German? It's not sickly sweet chocolate?
No, there's a plain chocolate.
And that's sweeter?
No, there's, I don't know. But it's not sweeter, like German's more like richer.
Richer.
Not sweet, like it's not sickly.
Oh, it's more like licking the bowl. I know what that's all about. Okay. I'll try the German chocolate. And it's a shame you don't call them custard cones anymore. That's a drag.
I'm going to have
'Cause
one.
I mean, are they custard cones and they're just being called something different, or are these slightly different than custard cones?
They look the same, right? They're, yeah.
Pretty much.
You know, the
In
cones, please. Are those like the short, flat cones or the long pointies?
the short flat ones.
Yeah. Because I remember there was something. I think there was something different about the custard cones. It wasn't. It wasn't just quote unquote soft. Soft serve ice cream. I think there was actually more to it than that. It was a slightly different type of ice cream.
I didn't even realize you could get all those flavors until now that
What,
I'm
pardon?
getting one.
What,
I didn't
pardon?
even realize you could get all those flavors in custard cones.
What are you getting, darling?
I'm getting the same as you.
Oh yeah, monkey see, monkey do.
Well, the German chocolate just sounds way too delicious to me.
Folks, she's married right into the whole thing. She is a fiddler through and through. I think on all fiddlers everywhere in the world, if we had to send anyone in swinging on our behalves, I think this would be the person to do it. We would bode well. She's a great addition to the fiddler clan.
Thank you.
You know, you're quite welcome. You've earned it.
That's an honor and a privilege.
Yes. Well, you've deserved every ounce of it. So we're getting the German chocolate. Too bad we couldn't have gotten two, and then we could have taste tested them a la Frank Nora.
Yeah, we could have. But the German chocolate just really sounds good.
It does, doesn't it? All those other one ooey gooey and sticky wicky and all that.
We have one now. Do you want it?
Okay. Oh, folks.
It's a bit heavy on the top.
Oh, folks. I have it in my hand, folks. Let me have a sip here. A sip. What do you call it? It's not a bite.
A lick.
It's not a lick either. It's a wee bit sort of chemically, though. It's good, though.
You know what they do? They take the ice cream and then they mix it with the...
Where's your camera?
It's
A lot of good. A lot of good it is at home. Well, we'll come up some other time, folks, and we'll take a picture of these things and let you see them. We just came up on a whim. I wish we did come up on a whim. If they had a lift out there to bring you up the hill, they could call it the whim.
That's right.
And we could come up on a whim. Yeah, we'll take pictures. But
It's $4 for two.
wow. Hey, I want a drumstick too for the road.
No, you don't.
No, I don't? Okay, I don't. I didn't want one in the first place. I was just making it up. I was lying. All right, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's about it for our little custard cone segment.
Do you want me to take you out?
What I will do is I will say so long for now, and lick, 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 lick.
Lick, 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 lick.
Well, we're back on Radio Noon. I'm John Gushu. I'm filling in for Ann Budgell all this week, and I'm joined here live in the studio by Jim Fiddler, who's a well-known musician. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And we're
Good
here to
be
talk about one of your is it fair to call it a pet project? A project of love, a labor of love?
I don't know how the the SPCA would feel about that.
It's Atlantic Fest 2006, and that's coming up later this month. Now, this got started when?
Last year.
That's right. So this is the second
annual. We just called it Atlantic Fest. The full name of it is the International, simply because of St. John's and its long history and as an international seaport and area of commerce and having an international airport. And I think we should think of ourselves as being on the planet Earth anyway, and not some hidden away place down at the end of Canada. I think we should be loud and proud. So, International Atlantic Crossroads Festival. In other words, we're kind of here, somewhere halfway between Toronto and Ireland, kind of where the old world meets the new kind of thing. But we call it Atlantic Fest just so we can remember it.
And how international will the flavors be this year? Who's on tap?
Well, we've got various styles of music. Last year we had 7 singer-songwriters over from Ireland. Folks might remember that. Oh, that thing. But that also gave people the impression, some people, that it was an Irish festival, which it isn't by nature. It's not an Irish festival any more than it's a blues festival or a jazz festival or a country festival. It's more kind of who we are and where we are, celebrating our own music and whatever music that may be, and welcoming whoever may be coming here from wherever else. This year we have Lindsay Ferguson coming from Quebec, and the other 9 performers that round out the lineup are all from here by way of very many different circumstances and many genres of music.
Right. Now, you're wearing a Bob Marley shirt today.
Yes, I am.
And I have a thing I always thought about. Let me tell you this. I always thought that not only can you play anything, but you can play anything. And in other words, not just the instruments, but I've always been admired that you can play all kinds of different styles, that you fit into genres easily and mix them up and cook them together.
Well, I think what I play, if you wanted to simplify it, I guess, if I had to simplify it, if I had my back to the wall, which I guess I do here on the CBC Live. I can't edit this now, so I better get it straight. I would say, people say polka, people say folk, people say, various words for it, but it's people music that really drives me. It's not so much singing about cars and parties and let's rock all night long or whatever. I like various musics that grow up out of a culture, out of a people, rhythms and melodies and styles, and generally lyrically songs that either tell stories that might be a little bit kitschy, it might have a little sense of humor, or might have a very strong socio-political message that actually means something and might mean something by way of inspiring people to maybe not give up and push on, make the best of things and for the future. So, people music, I would say.
Now, where is Atlantic Fest going to be happening? It's happening in several venues from the 10th to the 13th, correct?
Yep, yes, indeed. This year we have, we're very, very happy to have Aaron's Pub back for a second year, as well as Brodie Malloy's. They're a repeat. And we're also very happy to welcome aboard the Carriage Works on George Street, our second George Street venue this year, and our third proud George Street venue, the Fat Cat. So this year we have the 3 venues on George and then the 1 venue down on Water Street, Aaron's Pub. So we're going to be rotating around from those places the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night with 10 performers in each venue each night, as well as a songwriter circle I'm going to host on the Sunday afternoon, the 13th at the Fat Cat.
I think you can pretty well be assured you're going to hear a lot of tunes over that period of time.
Yes, and I mean, if you read the lineup, I'm sure folks. I can't keep them all in my head. See, that's my problem.
Well, look at the brochure. I'll just go through the performers. We've got Daryl Power, ex of Great Big Sea, Jackie Sullivan, yourself, Scott Gowdy, Lindsay Ferguson. You mentioned she's coming to us from Quebec. Mike Hanrahan. We've got Hugh Scott. He knows his way around a tune. Maggie Meyer, Colin Harris, and Dave Panting.
Yes, and Maggie, that's Dave Panting's young budding singer-songwriter daughter.
Right. Yeah, so, knew her when she was a little girl, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. So a wide array of stuff there. So it's basically great original music written by the people that are going to be singing the songs to you. I would say, if not entirely, certainly the vast majority of it. And we're going to be very mindful of the audiences, and we're not going to play all these I'm sitting alone in my room thinking about the world introspective singer-songwriter type songs.
Yeah, because some people get the feeling that about singer-songwriters, that if you want to go there and bring yourself down, that's
yes.
which I think is a real myth, And,
singer-songwriter sounds like something to me you'd order out of the Eaton's catalog or something.
That's right. The 2006 singer.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to shift gears. You're going to be recording this for your radio show that's not a quote-unquote radio show.
Yeah.
Tell us about Republic of Avalon Radio for those who don't know about it.
Okay. Well, Republic of Avalon Radio, or the Roar as we call it, from the ROAR, Republic of Avalon Radio, you're with the Roar and all that stuff, is a podcast, which is simply content that you get over the internet, and you can download it for free, or you can have it delivered right to your computer without even having to go and download it. And it's just myself and my wife Lillian and all those who join us in our caravan through our merry ride through life to Ireland and St. Pierre and to the Folk Festival and to Atlantic Fest and out on DJ charters and wherever we happen to go. And we just record all this stuff out and about, and then I bring it back into my studio and edit it all together and put the little things, little joiners, little stings and segues in, so that we create something that's listenable for people who might want to put in their earbuds and go for a jog or a bike ride or just put something on to listen to. So it's radio in the sense that it feels somewhat like radio, and certainly human interest and music as well. Music is obviously an important element, but the main thing about it is it's not on at 8 o'clock on Thursday evening or anything. You can listen to it whenever you want on a portable MP3 player or on your computer or whatever. That's the main thing.
Now, I'm one of the subscribers. I've been getting it for quite a while. I think about a year or so. That's when I stumbled across it.
Yeah.
How many subscribers do you have?
Ooh, well, we are right now, the last time we checked, we were at something like 28,000 something. So, and the way that's growing, depending now, I don't know, it might be slowing down because there was a big upsurge when iTunes came on board, and so you watch the curve kind of going steeply up and then leveling. It might be leveling. If I'm not completely out in left field, I would say we'll hit 30,000 before September.
Those are good numbers.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for dropping by today. We've been joined by Jim Fiddler. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to go out with what the kids call. We're going to kick it old school. We're going to play an older Jim tune, one of my favorites. It's In Through the Narrows from Gypsy.
Well, big up to the peeps.
Republic of Avalon Radio.
The best radio in the whole wide world.
You're with the Lord.
Here we are at Pooch Cove, Newfoundland. Jim is just getting ready to perform for Rogers Television summer show called Summer Breeze. And we are in the middle of a little field here. And they're just setting up the cameras and the audio equipment for him to get started. So you hear him in the background. And right behind Jim is a beautiful, picturesque view of the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the cliffs. It's just gorgeous down here, although it's really foggy today. And a little bit chilly too, actually. So I'm going to take a picture of that too for the Flickr site if anybody's interested in seeing it and seeing Jim play as well. They're just ready to get started here, so I'm just going to let you guys listen.
Every river has to flow down from the mountains to the ocean. Every new day has its dawning by the rising of the moon. Every empire has to crumble into social revolution. Yeah. Every true heart in the world hopes that the day is coming. Have the words of our forefathers lost all their meaning? Or have we grown too wise to realize what they mean? Or they laughed at the old people's dire predictions. Now with shame we proclaim them to be prophets. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, 'tis the rising of the moon. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, 'tis the rising of the moon. Out from many's a mud-walled cabin eyes were watching through the night. Many's a manly heart was throbbing for the blessed warning light. Climbers passed along the valleys, get you ready quick and soon. We all must stand together by the rising of the moon. Hear the voices of the people as we cry out for freedom. Everyone in the whole world just wants to be free. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But it's one thing to talk and another to listen. Yeah. If we all close our eyes, then we never will see how they fought for this nation and full bitter was their fate. Oh, I pray to Jah in heaven and I hope that it's not too late. For the days are passing swiftly and the time is coming soon. We all must stand together by the rising of the moon. rise up, rise up, rise up, 'tis the rising of the moon. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, 'tis the rising of the moon. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, 'tis the rising of the moon.
Now we're back here at St. John's, Newfoundland, once again, the Ernest Pub, and right beside me is a wonderful, very, very popular, very famous musician, entertainer, songwriter, unbelievable talent of Jim Fiedler. Jim, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm really glad to be here at Aaron's Pub and talking with Frankie. I think he's a natural for Newfoundland. He's fitting in really well here.
You're very nice, Jim. But you got the right answers. That's great. Jim and I had a great conversation here the other night. I asked Jim a question and he spoke for 45 minutes. So I said, Jim, I'm not going to ask you a question again. But he's a wonderful, talented musician, not only that, but conversationalist, and I just love him. When I first met Jim, I first got to meet him was at Needfire. You may recall Needfire and John McDermott and Con O'Brien and all kinds of wonderful talent from Marianne Lamont and so on. I'm doing this from the top of my head, and it was a wonderful program that was put on, sort of Celtic Needfire. It was sort of took in Ireland, Scotland, Newfoundland, the Maritimes, and it was really great. What have you been doing since then, Jim?
Making records, writing songs, and just doing what a minstrel gypsy does. Kind of once you're born with it in your bones, you can't help but do that. And so carrying on, a few more records since then. I produced a record for one of the guys that was in the Needfire show, Eamon Dillon from Belfast, actually. And a couple of my own and a couple of others for some other people, and haven't gotten back to Toronto much for the last few years, but I'd like to send a big shout out to all our friends down at the New Windsor house, and all the McVeighs and friends, and of course all the wonderful people we met when we were there at the Princess of Wales and the Royal Alex and doing the Needfire shows. You folks were very, very hospitable, and we really, really enjoyed our time in Toronto, except we found we did 2 runs of the show. The first run was in the winter time, and boy, your winters are too cold, and the second one was in the summertime, and boy, your summers are too hot. So aside from that, though, we had a grand time.
Jim, I'm having a wonderful time here in St. John's. I wish we had more time, because there's so much that you do have to tell me, and you do have to tell our listeners, and perhaps we'll do that another time, but thank you very much.
Thank you, Frankie. All the best, and again, great big hello to everybody. Yo, T.O.
Jim Fiedler, what a great fellow to be around, sitting around having a coffee or whichever your favourite beverage may be. This is Frankie Benson at AM 740, and I should tell you I met a couple of great friends of mine that again I haven't seen in such a long time, Dermot O'Reilly and Fergus O'Byrne, who performed at O'Reilly's Pub up on, what street was it? George Street. And George Street, it's what they say it is. It's one pub next door to the next pub, next door to the next pub, and there's music going on all the time. It's a wonderful place to be here. Robert Rogers was with me on this trip, Lewis Mercer, Richard and Rick Poole, and many more. We had a great time, and it will be nice to be back in the city after an absence of about a week. And my lovely wife just returned from Ireland after a month, and looking forward to seeing Katie and Scarlett and Laura and Colin and everybody else.
Republic of Avalon Radio.
The best radio in the whole wide world.
You're with the
Republic of Avalon Radio. You're with The Roar, and I am, of course, Jim Fiddler, as I've been all the show. I haven't had a personality transplant, or an identity transplant. Maybe a personality transplant might not go astray, but anyway, here I am, very, very happy to be with a good friend of ours who, well, let's just ask her. Anyway, this is Anne Tenaglia, and you are here, I do believe, as the head of the volunteer brigade for Atlantic Fest 2006. Is this not correct?
This is correct, and there's probably no place else I'd rather be right now either.
Excellent. Well, we're certainly glad you're here. And just tell the folks, for the people who don't know, kind of where you came from, how you got here, and why you're here, and generally that sort of situation.
Came from Philadelphia. Drove all the way up here. Took me 3 days. Definitely worth it. Always worth coming up here. Picked up somebody along the way and to introduce them to Newfoundland.
Alrighty, so 3 days of driving from Philadelphia, and you arrive here with Candace, was the person that she was talking about, who she picked up in New Brunswick, who's come here to the Republic of Avalon to go to university. And she's never been here before, and so we hung out a little bit, and we went out, drove out to Conception Bay South, and went for some chicken and chips and all that kind of stuff. Had a great time, and I just tell the folks a little bit about I don't know how you ended up in Philadelphia, how you ended up sort of coming to visit here, and subsequently, I guess, how often you've been here, and just sort of the whys and what's driving this whole kind of annual migration of yours, seemingly.
Well, we came up to Cape Breton on our 25th wedding anniversary, and had mind to come to Newfoundland, but time ran out, and since it takes a day to get there and a day to come back, and we'd only have a day there, we figured we'd have to spend some more time at some other point to come out to Newfoundland. But during that Cape Breton trip, I was introduced to some music from Newfoundland, and we took it back to Philadelphia with us. Happened to be Great Big Sea, and went to a Great Big Sea show, and they played a snippet of your Downtown Girl, or they sang a snippet of your Downtown Girl, and I got interested in what was this song? So I looked you up online and bought a CD, Gypsy at the time, and in 2000 we were able to come out here finally, and we saw you at the folk festival, met you afterwards after your stint on stage, and found out all kinds of things about you. Your fellow Pennsylvanian, as it turns out, fellow ham radio person,
yeah,
and started a friendship that lasts to this very day.
And interesting, you said a snippet of Downtown Girl. Downtown Girl is but a snippet in itself.
Well, that's true. I think that must be your shortest song.
It is, I think, in its entirety. It's about 90 seconds long or something like that, about a minute and a half, so it's a good little sort of a segue. But I remember that occasion. I was playing at the folk festival. I was playing solo. I've played with various kind of arrangements, groups, big full groups, and a couple of fellow musicians accompanying me, and solo. That year, I was working on my Friendly Fire CD, which came out later in November, and I recall I finished playing, and of course, you have to kind of get whisked off the stage to make room for the next performers. I went backstage and kind of got my guitar straightened away and came out, and of course the first place you go is the beer tent, and we were in the beer tent not for long. I don't even think I had a bevy secured yet, myself and Lillian, and I think I left my guitar out in the beer tent, and so we were just hanging around saying hello to a couple of friends, and suddenly this person, this stranger, stranger than some, maybe not stranger than most, came over and said hello, and I'm Anne from Philadelphia, and enjoyed your music and how's it going and all that. And as she said, from that point on, her husband Vic is a ham radio operator, and as she mentioned, so is she, and I have been for a long, long time. And since then, Lillian's gotten her license, and myself, Lillian, Vic, and Anne have been in touch throughout the winters, back and forth. Sometimes, pretty much on a daily basis. Certainly a couple of times a week, usually. And Anne and/or Vic have been coming up here pretty much every summer and engaging in all our fun and frolics. And we've had Vic over to St. Pierre, and we're threatening to get Anne over there. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to do it this year, but
one of these times.
One of these times, yeah. She's got to get over there and taste those lovely pastries and all. So
I must like it here. I've even been here in February.
That's true. That's true. So what is it exactly you're doing with Atlantic Fest this year?
Well, I'm heading up the volunteers and trying to get everything organized that way so we can have people that we need at the doors of the festival venues. And I'm being a gopher. And
yep. Our number one gopher.
Generally, I'm having fun doing this volunteer stuff, I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, the whole idea here is our hope is that everybody has as much fun as possible, and everyone's looking pretty styling with them t-shirts and all. So how long are you going to be staying here after the festival's all over and done with? That's going to happen pretty quickly too. These next few days are going to blow by. But when are you heading back?
When the festival is over, I still have a week, and I'm sure it will be a very short week. I have to catch that ferry on the 19th and wind my way back to Philadelphia. I always enjoy that ferry ride, though. Hang out on the stern deck and just watch the waves and the water and listen to the people, talk to the people. It's fun.
Uh-huh. Cool. Well, what would you say now, I wonder, to the people in the future that are listening to this? Perhaps not in the year like 3000 or something like that, but in the conceivable future, what would you say? Why would you say anybody should bother to go out of their way and take that take that ferry ride over here and maybe go to Atlantic Fest 2007 or 2008 or whatever?
Well, they should take that ferry ride because when they get here, they're going to find a place like no other. It's just a different vibe here. And why come to Atlantic Fest? My God, the music is wonderful. The camaraderie is wonderful. And you can't get a better bunch of people together in a short amount of time doing their thing. It's just incredible. I'll tell people in the future, boy, you missed a good one in 2006, and you better make your plans now to come in 2007, 8, 9, 10.
And all that. And for all you folks listening in, the year 4856 and all that, be sure to check all the archives from 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, and onward and all that. Well, it sounds like we have a pusscat that very desperately wants to get in, so I'll have to go let him in. But thanks for having this chat, and thanks for coming and helping out and gophering and heading up the volunteers. And what would you like to send out in the form? We have a song queued up here. It's a tune called Mirrigan's Reel, which is kind of like the theme for Atlantic Fest. What would you say? We'll let you kind of do the DJ into the song.
Oh my goodness. What would I say? I would say the flavor of Mirrigan's Reel certainly speaks to the music of the festival. Let's get together and have a good time, sing, dance, and be merry, and I can't wait for this evening.
Woohoo!
Bootseller production.